Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel for another Project Zomboid guide. I've been getting a whole lot of questions in my Twitch chat since the multiplayer update for Zomboid went live, and without a doubt, one of the biggest ones I've been getting is how to actually get to Louisville from where they are on the map. As some of you may know already, Louisville cannot be picked as a starting location, so you do have to travel. I'm going to go over how to get there from each spawn point on the map, and which one is easiest to choose if you plan on making that trip. If you do find the video useful, be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel for way more Zomboid videos just like this one. Before I get into spawn locations and the trip from each one, let's look at where Louisville is actually situated on the map. With the new map feature, we can press M to open the map and see what we've discovered so far. You won't actually need to have discovered the whole map to know where Louisville is in relation to where you are, but with some admin tools, I can do that for you now. Louisville is literally placed at the top right corner of the map, or the northeast corner for cardinal directions. With this knowledge, even if you're not 100% sure on which road to take, you'll know roughly which direction to head in from your current location. So let's move on to spawn points. I want to start with what I think is probably the most popular spawn in Project Zomboid, and thankfully it's fairly easy to get from Louisville from here. It's not the closest one, but still, like I said, very popular. Spawning in Muldraugh, your best bet is the highway. If you can find the main highway to the west side of town, you're absolutely golden from here. You'll almost certainly need a car for this trip, and for any other trips we're going to look at in this video. Otherwise, you're in for a really long walk. Once you've got yourself a vehicle, you basically just want to hop onto that main highway and head north. You won't ever need to leave this road. It's literally just a straight shot to Louisville. But there's a couple of car pileups along your way, so be ready for that. And I'd also recommend bringing a couple of friends with you, or at minimum, a sledgehammer and some decent weaponry. Once you reach the refugee camp just outside of Louisville, you'll find a couple of metal gates and a few construction markers in your way that you'll need to remove or break down. To top that off, this place is usually going to have a bunch of zombies, so again, I'd recommend a friend or two if you have them, or at least some gear to back you up. Once you're through that camp, that's your last obstacle. Just keep going till you hit the city. Next up on our list is West Point. This one is actually the easiest spawn location to choose if you want to get to Louisville quickly, with it being the closest major town and spawn point for players. Now, with Muldraugh, we jumped on that main highway, right? Well, this highway passes directly underneath West Point and around it on the east side of town. Follow either of the three roads heading south or east out of West Point, and you'll be on that same highway in no time at all, right before you hit the bridge to cross the river. Then, just follow the road same as you would with the Muldraugh spawn, and don't forget those items to get through the barricades when you get there. Now we come to Rosewood, which isn't the best spawn location if you want to get to Louisville, but it's not too much further than Muldraugh, and with it having some of the best starting locations to loot in Project Zomboid, and also being a smaller town, making it easier to group up with teammates, it is still a common location to spawn, and possibly an option if you want to gear up before heading out. With Rosewood, you want to head north out of town on the main road until you come to a four-way crossroads, just beside the gas station at the north edge of town. From there, take a right and head east until you hit another large four-way junction. It's going to take a little while to get there, but once you do, take a left and head north. This puts you on the same main highway that goes through Muldraugh, heading towards Louisville. The last spawn location we have on our list is Riverside, and if you're looking to get to Louisville, I would just straight up not recommend spawning here. It's a hell of a long journey compared to most of the other locations. The only time I can really see this spawn point being vaguely worth it is if you were running a boat mod, which would allow you to use the river to get to Louisville, but even then, West Point is still closer. Still, if you do end up in Riverside and want to head towards the new city, take the south road out of town and then turn east. Follow that road until you hit this bend, which is where you're going to want to join the road heading east again. Once you hit a T-junction, take a left, and this will keep you headed towards the right direction. After a pretty lengthy drive, you should come up to a gas station just before an intersection. Take a left and head north. This will put you right back on that main highway that we've mentioned so many times, and you'll be just south of West Point, so just follow the road north from here as you did with all the other locations. And that's it. You're set to travel to Louisville from wherever you spawned. If you haven't made it to Louisville just yet and want to see it for yourself, or have any questions for me about the new features included in the recent update, I've been streaming the game over on Twitch at twitch.tv/MrAtomicDuck. We've also got our public server open and whitelisted server as well. Just search for The Pond in your server browser. Once again, a huge thank you to all of my patrons. We've had a lot of people joining recently to get access to our whitelisted server, and I've been having a great time meeting all of you guys in game, so thank you again. There's a link for that in the description if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.